Greetings, greetings. Greetings, greetings. God damn, I appreciate you. Salute to everybody. Welcome on this beautiful afternoon, morning, good day, good night, whatever it is for you guys. So before we get started with this day, it's a lot of multitasking. I got a neighbor, this guy is like super. If you hear somebody singing in the background, for all the years I've been here, I've never heard nobody as loud in my life. So unfortunately, it's, we're just gonna work it out. But if you happen to hear a little extra, extra vocals, it's this shithole above me. So salute to Nubia, guys. Good day, good day, good day, good day, good day. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. It's going to be pretty quick because I can't stay long. It's I've been doing this thing with, rejection is God's protection, and I hope that you guys been understanding. And for those of you that is not spiritual and think that you were born here on a stork, sometimes we don't realize that rejection, the process of rejection, is a major process, and it gives us signs sometimes to. Let me just really break this down, guys. Shout out to Valley. Shout out to Victorious One. Shout out to Newbie. I want you to understand this and really just give you a simple layout. When you're in a position in life and you're asking God for strength, you're asking him for a sign, you're asking him to make things better. You may even be with that loser man of yours, you know what I'm saying? And you want him to make it better. And we all understand that. Like, wow, can't things just be better? I'm doing this, I'm doing everything that I can do. And life is unique in that way. You know what I mean? Because you do have the ability to talk out loud, tell God your struggles, talk loud. You know what I mean? We're living in the internet world as it is. You know what I mean? So it's cool to walk down the street and talk out loud. If you put a headphones on your head, if it looks weird, you know what I'm saying? Talk out loud and say, God, is this the right thing to do? Talk to me. You will be surprised of how incredible your results are going to be. But you have to do it often. Some of you may be ashamed to talk out loud, but you talk to that garbage pail loser friend of yours. And all they do is bring down your vibration. There was an individual that said, he sent me something about this Shannon Sharp situation. And he's like, hey, Nate, it's just crazy, this, that, and the third. He got caught out there with having, popping off with a woman and all of this stuff. And I'm like, first and foremost, it's not true. Okay? What's happening with Shannon Sharp is he's being rejected. The audience hasn't been feeling him since the whole situation with the gay accusations. They haven't been feeling him. You know what I mean? And they've been turning away from him because his advertisers are like, number one, you're not doing as good as you was when you had that coon, whatever the comedian guy's name is, I forgot his name, Cat Williams. So his interviews are not viral like they used to be. He's trying very, very hard, and he's like becoming the Vlad TV, and people just don't want to deal with it. They think he's a complete cornball. He keeps going viral for the gay boyfriend. Then he cuts him off, which he's still with him, right? And then he does this whole situation where he's walking all bow-legged with the tight pants. They made a joke out of that. Everything that they're doing, so now it's called a publicity stunt. So Shannon Sharp with a woman, come on now. Come on, man. Get the hell out of here. Shannon Sharp is 100,000% gay male. There's nothing straight about him. And he's only doing that because his channel is not doing as good as it was in January. Men are made to lie. They're born this way. They're born liars. Some of us are better liars than others, but he's a liar, okay? Now, you may say, well, Nate, he did say, no. It's fake. He wants to convince to you that he's that hip hop dude. He could be straight. He's not. He's very flamboyant. He's very feminine, and he is a woman wannabe. Okay? Don't believe anything he got to say. Now, the point that I'm making is, look at the fact of his rejection. He's getting warnings since this year started, when God's seen how he put everybody down. And shout out to Jay. What up, Jay? See it, how he put everybody down and tried to do the black exploitation, and it rejected him. Now people know he's not the guy he was in January. He's not the guy that's getting 60 million views on one video. He's not. He's not doing those numbers anymore. So his warning is coming now. The problem is he's ignoring the red flag. And the more and more he ignores it, he puts himself to believe that he's this better individual. You know what I mean? He's not taking heed that he needs to just step back and just sticks with sports. All right? When these platforms are struggling, they start doing goofy stuff to get a buzz. So now the talk is, oh, he got caught out there with a woman. I mean, even if he was, that's not what he wants to be with. He has to create some controversy the same way he did when he had Cat Williams. You understand? So the world is a lot like that. You are given situations. Shout out to Hombre. You're given situations. Shout out to Hombre. Salute. Goddamn. Salute. Don't panic. Shout out to Marcel. They're put in these positions for you to know what you need to realize, what rejects you. Because when it's something that rejects you, that means it's time to make a change. You got to watch that. Don't take it personal, like, why me? The level is, whoa, I got to make the change. Whatever that change may be, your location, what you're doing, whatever. Once you see life is like that, you're not going to take things as personal. See, there's certain people that's supposed to be out your life. When they start giving you the warning signs, which is multiple times, because you probably said, all that I do to try to make this person right. But that was 12, 15 years ago. You should have dumped them then. You were given the signs already that they were worthless. So you continue to try to make it work, and now you did nothing but waste time, and now you blame them. You understand? So you got to realize that this whole situation here goes deeper. Now, women may say, well, Nate, what does that have to do with us being single and meeting men and all the above and being approachable and being, respectful for a man and submitting to him and it doesn't mean anything. What you're not realizing the people that's telling you that is rejecting you off the rip, because they're telling you are the problem. So why would you care to conversate with them if you're the problem? If the situation is at hand where you are in a platform or a medium of the YouTube world and all the men are dragging you, you got to think about it. That's rejection. And that's God's protection to stay away from them. Don't even listen to them. Whether it's one of these big platform podcasters or whoever, once you see the process of them being rejected, you have to stay away from them. Right? So if you're in the streets and you notice that you knew a dude in the neighborhood or a girl in the neighborhood and they always getting into shit, you're not going to stay too close to them, because God forbid somebody's going to fucking mistaken them for you or you for them. And you're going to get in, you know what I mean? You could die from that. So you got to think on the levels of how all this works out, how life is. When you look at everything as rejection, embrace it in rejection. Don't try to win. Life ain't about winning. Life is about embracing rejection. Okay? You got to know when it's done. You understand? Now, I'm in the gym, And there's some beautiful women in there, and there's dudes in there, and I want to stress something because I don't want to give the wrong impression here, and I want a lot of men respectfully to understand where I'm going with this. 15 years ago, 10, 15 years ago, not that this has happened to me, but 10, 15 years ago, you could tell a woman, wow, you look good, you're losing weight, keep it up, bang, bang, bang. Keep it up, I'm watching you every day. You can't do that. I don't care what you see on Pornhub. I don't care what you see on social media, okay? Do not, and I'm stressing this, do not say a word. No compliments, nothing. Keep the compliments to yourself. Because if you get rejected, that's their form of staying away from you, right? Right? Well, if you get rejected, that's God's protection for you. You feel me? So I don't normally tell men this, but I need to tell you this because you're going to mess around and go to jail or maybe get shot. Okay? Millennials have destroyed this world. They killed it. Hold on a second. Yeah, let me call you right back. What happened? No, don't worry about it. I don't think they delivered it yet. I'm going to call you back in 15 minutes. All right. So, what I'm saying to you is this, right? Your layout of an individual, as it stands, is to have human interaction. Human interaction is not digital, okay? It's real. So when you have human interaction does not require a phone. The minute you see a smartphone in somebody's hand, that's already a mode of rejection. Don't fuck with them. Don't say a word. Don't even say have a nice day. Okay? I'm telling you now. Human interaction now is, you got to think about, we all know people that pick losers. You may have men that pick losers. You may have a woman that picks a loser. More so women than men, right? You got to think about how did they get there? Most of the time, the guy had to meet the girl online because everybody rejected him in the street, right? Which is unfortunate. She has to probably resort to meet somebody online, Instagram, Facebook, which is terrible because nobody real is going to approach her. He's not going to even risk it. He can dream, admire you from afar. He would not say a word. That's why you end up with that fucking shithole. Because he's the only one that's going to talk. He don't care. The shithole doesn't care about that. Because when he gets rejected, he keeps going until you break down. And you are going to break down because nobody else is going to approach you. You're going to think you're ugly. No real man is going to do it because of the society we live in. Because millennials, all they know how to do is talk through phones, texting. They don't know how to meet nobody in person. They don't know what a compliment is. Everything to them is creepy. They walk around with headphones, earpieces, all these weird devices. They're weirdos. So when you embrace rejection the way I do, it's a sign to go better. You want to win. Why does everything not go right? Because you're not embracing rejection. Once you embrace the losses, to embrace the losses is to embrace a win. Okay? Think about it, right? If a person is out here trying to do the best that they can and they fail, they're going to fall. Because in their mindset, I can't lose, but only a loser loses, right? But a winner, a loss ain't shit to him. Because he knows when one door closes, another one opens. That's how he receives it. So a true winner embraces losses, but a loser only loses. Okay? You see men that, I had a gentleman that told me his kid's mother, I'm not going to say his name because he watches the channel, his kid's mother went and had a third baby from another nigga. And we know what a nigga gonna do. A nigga don't take care of his damn responsibilities. So they broke up. Because the baby comes, he leaves. Now, how can she embrace that? Is it her making bad choices? Or the fact that she needs to embrace that there are better things that's gonna happen with this loss? Well, it's a combination of two. She did make a bad choice, but in order to know that she made a bad choice, she has to embrace the loss. She has to embrace the rejection. Because it will get better. But if she believes it won't, she's just going to keep making bad decisions. You know, revenge, let me get back at him, blah, 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 blah. See, that's what a loser does. They never see the gift in a loss. They never see the gift in rejection. Rejection is a beautiful gift. Listen to people that have made it to the top. And what do they tell you all the time? I kept knocking on the door until somebody opened it. Because they believed in themselves. But this doesn't mean you got that shithole and let me embrace him. And no, when you believe in something, you have to embrace the art of rejection. You can't believe in a shithole. There's no future in that. He's a piece of garbage. So his rejection is only for a loser. To embrace a rejection doesn't mean it's always a good thing. Hey, that was a rejection. He ain't for me. You don't believe that. You go keep dealing with that fucking bum. See, ladies, you got one big problem. Millennials, unfortunately, with their pandering and crying, they're the ones that run social media. They do. And you old fucks in your 40s and 50s, you receive it from these shitholes because you don't believe. They're right behind you. You're on a train, they're the next train behind you. You're on a 50-year-old train, the 40-year-old train's behind you. Behind the 40-year-old train's the 30-year-old. Same garbage. You guys have the same information, same depression, same failures. The only difference is you don't read your losses the way that you're supposed to. Every time you get rejected, it's a sign. God is protecting you from something. It don't probably even have nothing to do with that. It could mean for something else, for you to change your mindset. All of these things are what it is. Let me just give you an example, a small example. I remember one time I was in my bank. And it wasn't my prime location. It was a secondary location, but you know, it's accessible to where I'm at. Now, I'm not really keen on this bank because I know when I go to the other one, it's red carpet. I don't got to worry about nothing. When I tell you the female manager comes and hugs me. I sit down in the office before I even do anything in there. Like it's so loving in there. I can't just be in and out because that's just not the type of thing that we do there. I go to another location. Now, I was given a warning about this location on a couple of occasions, but I go into this location, kind of Hollywood, but whatever, it's close to where I need to be. I'm making a deposit, cashing checks, whatever I'm doing. I sit there and it's kind of awkward sitting at a teller and you got these things for them to do and got nothing to talk about. So you're like, okay, how's the weather? How's this? And I told her, there was a woman, she's a regular woman, nothing special, white woman. And I said to her, I was looking because I had my phone in my hand and I'm like, don't they get creeped out with people having their phones in their hands and they're here counting money and, they're behind this bulletproof glass and everybody can see everything going on. So I said to her, do you ever get concerned about people videotaping you? She said, videotaping me? Yeah, that would be a creepy. I'm like, yeah, that would be creepy, right? I said, like, what would you do with that? Like, because it's not illegal. So I'm asking, like, how do you handle that? Now, mind you, in my other location, that would have not even been an issue. There would have been a laugh. Like she would have been like, yo, I did see this one creep. The woman, and strangely, for some reason, the kind of conversation kind of went south. Like it was just dead. She gives me my items back and walk away. So I'm like, okay, like she gonna bring me my deposit slip? And then I'm like, oh shit, hold on. I think she gave it to me, but she just walked away. I didn't think nothing of it. So I went to the table, made sure I had my stuff, counted my bread, and I left the bank. I come back to the bank a few days later. There was a gentleman that I know. He's like, yo, can I talk to you for a minute? So I said, yeah, sure. You know, I knew the guy. It's like, you know, he's the manager. He's the only familiar face in there that I know. There's two familiar faces. There's a big dude. He always says what's up. And then there was the main dude that, I'm like, he said, listen, I got a little issue. I'm just coming to you because, you know, I know you've been part of this thing for a while. Long story short, he's telling me the woman that you spoke to that time, nothing happened. We're not doing nothing in your accounts or whatever. But she was a little offended because you said, you know, you referenced in regards to taping her. And I said, what? So he says, I know. You know what I mean? Because you're just a talkative person. Feel me? See where I'm going with this? But somebody got in her head and she made it an issue. Now, let me tell you something. The worst thing you could ever encounter is an accusation. Now, I'm not trying to protect Diddy and none of this stuff right now. I'm just telling you, Diddy got on the internet, goofed around, and fucked himself. So now, no matter what's going on with these two, it's all social media based, and it's going to be influenced by millennials and old motherfuckers. So I sat there, man, and, you know, it takes a minute for me to get angry or something. And, man, I said, man, that shit's offensive, you know, especially when you know you didn't do no lewd shit. You understand where I'm coming from? But he said, man, this generation is fucked up. I said, let me ask you, she's a millennial, isn't she? He said, yeah. I said, yeah. They're going to be fucked by the time they're 50, 60 years old. Or half of them are going to be dead. They're not going to make it there. Because they don't know how to interact with anybody. They don't know when a conversation's a conversation. So then I said to myself, this is wrong on all levels. Now, the form of rejection here, this is a rejection. God is protecting me from something. Should I close this account down in the bank? Should I take this further and reach to a district manager? Or is this giving me the rejection process to show me what not to do in the public eye, whether it's in the gym, whether it's in Costco's, whether it's in the streets? Maybe this is preparing me not to be as friendly to females in the streets because they may take things wrong. I don't know. Whatever it is, it's something because it's a rejection. It's like when you get that pain in your back and you're like, whoa, I never felt that before. And you like worked out on something and you get the sharp pain, and then the next day you're like, okay, I'm okay, but what the hell was that? Well, it's a warning. Whatever you were doing, be easy on it because it could be worse. So as a loser, you would take this shit now and, hey, let me speak to the girl, let her know, nah. When you embrace a rejection, number one, you can never go to the fucking bank branch anymore. Ever. You know what I mean? You can't walk in there because that's going to be a problem. And you have to make sure now the protocol of overall, you have to look at it and say, this is the dynamic of why so many people are failing. They don't know when something's good when it's right in front of their face. You know, there's nothing worse when some ugly white bitch at that wasn't even attractive. You know, that's the scary part. It wasn't even a cute chick. It just was like, yo, fuck it, I'm sitting here, she's down. Let me just make a conversation. And people get, well, that's why I don't speak to nobody. Well, it's not the part of not speaking to nobody. It's the reason why nobody speaks to them. Be mindful of that. So how does a millennial achieve in this life when all they do is use electronic devices to correspond? You know what the feds do the minute you do an investigation? What's the first thing that they seize? Your electronic devices. Because they know that's the only way you know how to fucking interact. See, old school, they couldn't take their electronic devices when the mobsters was getting. They had to tap their phones. Or somebody got to wear a wiretap because they couldn't get them digitally. Shout out to Conscious Queen. God damn it. Conscious Queen, I'll be in touch with you. I got that information. I'll be in touch with you so you could make the payment. I appreciate you for being patient. There was a situation that I'm starting to learn now, and you have to play fire with fire. It takes an idiot to deal with an idiot. I believe that. When you're dealing with a millennial or anybody that's influenced by a millennial, you could be an old person that's influenced by millennial behavior. All you know how to do is deal with things digitally. Long texts. You may even do a voice text. Not with me. Average person now can no longer talk to me on the telephone. No more. I'm done with that. Right? Now listen. So Nate, what do you mean by that? No, well, if you look at the mode of the rejection of how people are receiving things, telephones and cell phones, let me clarify that. When I say telephone, I mean cell, right? A landline phone is personal. Whoever has your landline phone has to be a very special person. You probably got rid of your landline. Don't ever do that. Because the problem with digital, people have access to you over accessibility, and they could violate your space at any given time. So if a person violates you, shout out to Don't Panic. Thank you for that super chat. God damn. Right? If a person wants to get up in your space and violate your space, they can do that. Now, how could they violate your space? Because digitally, you block them, they could call you from a different number. But when they have your landline, I don't give a fuck which way they call you. You gotta pick up the phone. You gotta screen the call. Do you understand? You gotta be home to pick up the call. It's a lot of different variables. People now hide their feelings, emails, all the above. Nobody knows how to interact anymore. So with the fact that we don't know how to interact, if I have goofy family members sending me mad pictures of grandkids and their kids or whatever, and we can't have a discussion on their phone, why? Because they're living in the internet world. Everything is going to be a comparison, a competition. I don't want to talk to them. But when you talk to them on that landline, it's almost as if they got nothing to talk about. You challenge them even more. Most people don't know how to talk. So the rejection process goes even further. So now you understand women, you understand men, you understand interaction. The reason why women are not winning in no relationship because real men are not going to approach them. All they got is garbage. Ex-boyfriend, baby's father, whoever's available is going to fuck with you. You're never going to be able to get nobody supreme. Now, there's a good side of it if you happen to get lucky to get him, but how do you get to that real man? He's not going to approach you in the goddamn street. He got too much to lose. Take it from me. He will not approach you because everything is taken the wrong way. He's smart. He knows his value. He knows his worth. He has too much to lose. And he knows that you may be crazy. He knows that the world has transferred so much and changed the mindset that it became dead. Me and that bank, to sit there with that woman and ask her a question that she answers, and it gets creeped out and goes and tell the fucking damn manager of the bank that I creeped her out. Think about it. If the woman had been 65 years old, she still would have been influenced from social media. Social media make motherfuckers crazy. And see, the problem with millennials, they were born into it. They didn't create it. They were born into it. That's all they know. See, I'll give an example. If we look into the 90s, a millennial can't look into the 90s. They were children. So our 90s is their early 2000s. And all they know is MySpace, Facebook, Snapchat. Them niggas is all fucked up in the head mentally. When they have a problem with their boyfriend, how do you argue through a text? You ever see somebody do that? They won't pick up the phone, but they'll give you a long text. You gotta think about how crazy that is. So that rejection factor, I embrace it. I say, listen, I can't fuck with that. So a person can't have access to have my phone number. You can't. My phone number is for things like, hey, what time are you going to be here? The schedule's this. Customers. When customers got my phone, we're good. We're good on. And even when they text me to send me pictures of the furniture, send me pictures of this, when family does, forget it. You could wake up in the morning, they could fuck your whole day. Them niggas will take a picture of a dead body in a coffin and send it to you because they have your phone number. So you got to think about the mode of, if the art of rejection is such as something to embrace, you have to do the rejection as well. Because if you reject something, you're protecting the person. Case in point. Stay away from what's the word? And this baby's crying in the back like crazy. Stay away from temptation, right? So when you stay away from temptation, you're allowing yourself to embrace the art of rejection. Whether it's sweets, certain foods, a woman, whatever. Speaking to people openly that you don't know, you know what I mean? You gotta pick your battles. Because you may be tempted. My temptation may be, I don't know, let's say a beautiful woman. You know what I mean? You got to stay away from that, because nothing's going to happen in my damn situation, in my marriage, to destroy that, right? There's nothing good going to happen out of that. Or a woman that may be vulnerable because she's going through changes. You know what I mean? So you have to think about, when you see your family members, male and female, they're in this poison in their mindset. This is a fucked up generation. Be mindful, be patient. Now, I'm not making any excuses for them, but I'm telling you right now, they're in trouble. And anybody that has not experienced a real lady in their life, men and women, you haven't had a real man in your life, you're going to be in a lot of fucking trouble. Not about dying alone, but you're going to be going through a lot of heartache, because how do you know the difference? Well, I'll tell you the difference. A real man will not approach you. Okay? He will not. Now, I know you fellas want to hear the answer for that. No, we're not going to get that far. That's going to cost you. But ladies, a real man will not approach you. He's not going to risk it. He can't say anything. He can't tell you to have a nice fucking day. You mess around and call the cops and say he assaulted you. Diddy don't have no chance. R. Kelly, they don't have a chance because they jumped on social media and cooned. You know what's going to destroy them? Video. When Diddy jumped on that line and pandered again, I apologize, I'm taking responsibility for all my actions. He should have never did that. Not in this millennial society. They'll use it against him. Honesty does not go far in a millennial society. Silence does. Silence. Okay? That's it. You want to cut a motherfucker off in life? Well, they should embrace that rejection. That's a good thing for them. And it's a better thing for you because you're the one inflicting the rejection. Rejection is God's protection. Whether you reject it or you get the rejection. Say it with me again. Rejection is God's protection. Whether you're inflicting the rejection or receiving it. All across the board, you're going to get rejected all day today. You'll see. In all types of ways. You probably, the light probably fucking turned red. You wanted to make it and you got mad at the person in front of you and beeped her on. Don't do that. They just probably saved your life. You don't know it, but you probably saved a puppy's life that ran out there. Okay? That's why they tell you silence is golden. You niggas move, you tell everybody you move, you share your goals. You share your goals, you can forget. You might as well throw it in the garbage. You shared it already. Never share your goals. So in light of everything that we're breaking down here, I want you to understand the struggling woman, the depressed woman, anxiety woman. Understand this level right now, because we are about to go through some harder times if you don't embrace rejection. All day. You'll get it. You're going to see. Oh, you're late for this. This is that. Oh, this person's in my way. This person didn't call. I'm calling this one all day. I'm trying to give him the business. He's not responding. That God is protecting you. He's shielding you from something. The devil's busy. Embrace rejection. What is a millennial? They are rejected. They're millennials. All they know is rejection. They just don't embrace it. They can't embrace it. They lose. If they embraced it, they wouldn't be a millennial. See the difference? A millennial embraces losing because he's a loser. They cater to loss. They cater to rejection. You don't believe me? Get online right now. Leave a comment on one of these millennial celebrities channels. Say your page is dirt. They'll block you. They'll respond. In their lives, they think a guy that says have a nice day is a creep. But the one that tells him, yeah, you nasty bitch, suck my dick, then he'll get a response from her. Oh, yes, she will. So listen, I gotta go. I want this to sink in your head. I really want this to sink in your head. Okay? This is what it is. Okay? It's gonna get worse. I'm warning you. Okay? I'm warning you. Lay low, keep it simple. If it's meant for you, it'll come to you. That's it. Now, is it impossible for a real man to approach you? He may not approach you. He may just be in a position where he's going to be accessible to you and him, and it's just meant to be. Pay attention. But just because a man is approaching you via text, physically in person, it doesn't mean a goddamn thing, because it ain't no real nigga going to do that. Not anymore. Not anymore. He got too much to lose. And that rejection is a good thing for you if you understand that. Exactly. Thank you, Elevated Mind. If it's meant to be, it will be. And once you embrace the form of rejection, it will be. Because once you see, wow, oops, thank God I dodged that bullet. Me and the wife and the baby went to Dave & Buster's yesterday. We was in there, it was cool, had the food, wife came home and threw it all up. Won't be going back there, at least not eating there, right? Now, what did that also do? We got to be careful where we eat, like we've been doing. I just threw $100 in the garbage, literally. I shitted it out today, she threw it up last night. The baby just shit it out already as well. Where are we going? Throwing up, that's a rejection. I had to embrace it and say, we got to do better. We're going to continue to cook our foods because I'll be damned if I'm going to be getting poisoned from somebody. I don't know if that person coughed on my shit or did whatever back there. Instead of us taking it as a loss, you have to embrace the rejection. Oh, that's all I needed to see. How many times you threw up, babe? 4. Okay. How you feeling today? Much better. Okay. Thank God. Did we pray over the food yesterday? No, we did not. There's a lot of variables. Rejection is God's protection. All across, even for that loser. He just don't know. The loser can't read it though. He never will. He or she never sees that because they're a loser. True winners are going to embrace the art of rejection. Be careful, be mindful. Red flags are popping up all day in your life. All day. If it ain't meant to be, it ain't meant to be. Okay? Sorry, ladies, it's going to be a tough one. Now, what are you going to get out of that? Yeah, you may get a good liar, you may get a bad liar, but you ain't going to get no real man. You ain't going to get no real nigga like that. No way. If it's meant to be, it'll be. That's how God does it. Now, he'll put the real man in your presence. You will get that, but he ain't going to approach you. It don't go like that. Well, my real man approached me this way. Yeah, that ain't your real man, okay? He's a liar too. It's 99% of the niggas is liars, but only 1% are real men. You probably got the 99% of you getting it confused. Don't confuse it, all right? Thank you, Elevated Minds. I'm telling you. So I'm going to end it with this. We're going to be on this for a minute, okay? Rejection is God's protection. He's protecting you from something, whether it's the present or the future or anything else you're dealing with. Be respectful, keep it moving, keep it silent. Okay? If you a grease ball, I know you're not going to listen to this. This ain't for you. This is to encourage the people to read the mind. I want to win, win, win. No, Diddy wanted to win, win, win. R. Kelly wanted to win, win, win. Embrace your losses. That's how you value life. You know when they say it could always be worse? That's when you embrace your losses. Wow, it could have been worse. My wife could have went to the hospital last night. She could have died. I embraced that rejection. Shit, that won't happen again. That's what you do with a rejection. Some of y'all see a nigga, I put my heart into him. Well, he let you know he was a piece of shit from day one. Why'd you stay with him for 10 years and have 2 kids? Why'd you waste your time? Wake up. Rejection is God's protection. Have a nice day. Class is dismissed.